better tell it. People on the streets say Sabrina Speaks. Tune into the show, she will let you know. Tell all your friends and family. Real talk is no joke. You get the news straight up from grassroots and concerns. You need to hear with some people gone. So tell all your friends to tune in to
Good evening, Cayman. I'm Sabrina Turner, and welcome to Sabrina Speaks, your daily dose of clarity, truth, and community insights. Every weekday from 5 to 6:30 p.m., we're tackling the issues that affect you, from national headlines to grassroots concerns. Whether you're in traffic or winding down your day, this is your chance to hear it straight and speak your truth. So buckle up, Cayman. We're not holding back.
This is the show. We gotta let you know. Now we got to go.
And now here's Sabrina.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, even to my friends and family near and far. How are you? It's good to be back. Soon see me. I'm just getting those links to go live. There we go. Because I know a lot of you depend on these links. Hello to my friends and family near and far. How are you on this fabulous Thursday? Yeah, it's the day before Friday, and you know what happens? Looking forward to another weekend after, having a short week. Yes. Welcome. Yes, to another episode of Sabrina Speaks, Voices of the Islands, Conversations for the World, and the podcast where voices rise, stories unfold, and inspiration definitely takes center stage. I'm your host, Sabrina, and we're broadcasting from the beautiful Cayman Islands. Yes, I wouldn't trade this up for nowhere else in the world. And we are coming live to you every Monday through Friday from 5 until 7. You're free to join in on the live conversation. You want to give us a call, you want to send us a WhatsApp, or feel free to comment on whatever social media platform you're streaming us live on today. But we're looking forward to another vibrant edition of Sabrina Speaks here today, because we're diving into something that brings an entire community to life every single summer. But let me tell you something. This summer of 2026, they're pulling out all of the stops. And what I'm talking about is the 2026 Department of Sports summer camps. And they will be running from July 7th straight through August 14th. And this year's lineup is bigger. It's huge. I can use the word, it's epic. Who does that sound like? But definitely it's going to be brighter and more dynamic than ever before. And from what I'm seeing, from volleyball to track, basketball, dance, taekwondo, and even, hear this, water aerobics. And it's just not limited to kids. No, it's not. Well, from what I'm seeing, and I'm not going to hint, you gotta stick with us this evening, because this is truly something for every age and every ability and every energy level. And we know how that can go. Summer, you just want to veg out, beat in a hammock under some grape trees, or I don't know, whatever you do during summer. It isn't what I'm going to be talking about, but guess what? It's huge. It's going to be great. And I'm quite sure a lot of you are going to want to jump onto the bandwagon and get your kids involved as well. And it's more than just sports, because these camps that we're going to be hearing about later on in today's edition of Sabrina Speaks are about movement and confidence, and also teaching teamwork and giving young people and even our seniors almost a chance to stay active and healthy, and definitely the friendships that you can bond, and the bonding and new friends that you can make. That keeps us sticking together. So yeah, later on in the show, I'm going to be joined by some incredible leaders and people behind that's going to make all this magic come into a reality. And I'm talking about Franz Manderson Jr. from the Department of Sports, Colin Anglin from the Cayman Islands Basketball Association, Kareem Thompson, our track and field powerhouse. And I'm hoping to be joined also, yes, to Laura Ribbons, bringing the energy and inclusivity to water aerobics. Wow, this is major. So yeah, we're going to be talking sports. We're going to be talking community. We're going to be catching up even with some old friends. Some of these guys I haven't seen for a while, years even. But you know what? There's no place better to be this evening if you're going to be streaming any live broadcasts. It's right here. And I'm thanking you for joining me here this evening. But please do remember that the views expressed by callers, guests, and online commenters are their own and not those of Bridge Media Limited, its affiliates, the Sabrina Speaks Show, or the host. Now, this program is for general information only and not a substitute for legal, medical, financial, or professional advice. All participants are reminded to speak responsibly and respectfully. Any content that is defamatory, discriminatory, unlawful, or harmful is strictly prohibited and will not be endorsed or tolerated. By continuing on this live stream, however you're doing it, that is your participation, and that implies acceptance of this disclaimer. As I said earlier on, the number to call to be a part of this discussion or send to me even a message by WhatsApp is 345-936-8255. Yes, because we love to hear your feedback all the time. So make sure you like, follow, and share the page with your friends so you're always notified and you never miss an episode. You won't if you follow us. No, as we build this community one episode at a time. Now, before we get into waiting our guests come in and all that good stuff, we got to let you know what's happening in the news and definitely keeping you up to date with the weather as well. Of course, I will. Let me save this image that I just got here. Let me save this right here. Hold on. Okay, gotcha. Whoops. There we go. Got it. So let's take a look at the weather for this evening. I see you all coming in. Compliments of our friends there over at the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. Here's your forecast for the weather into tonight and letting you know if you got that special evening book with us in your ear or playing in the background. You want to catch the sunset? We're going to tell you, stick and stay with me. But the synopsis is calling for the chance of showers and cloudiness remains as a tropical wave moves across the south of the Cayman area, with a decrease in these conditions from the afternoon as it moves west of our area. Now, moderate winds and occasional gusts are likely, and satellite imageries shows low-level clouds across the area. We see the forecast for tonight is saying partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 30% chance of early morning showers is to be expected. Now, temperatures will fall to the low 80s and winds will be southeast 10 to 50 knots with higher gusts. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. There will be a low tide this evening at 6:30, a high tide at 1:04 a.m. And like I told you, sun will set this evening at 7:04 and rise tomorrow morning at 5:49. The outlook is calling for a chance of morning showers on Friday in association with that upper level trough that is moving over the Cayman area. Another increase in showers again is expected on Saturday as the second tropical wave is expected to move over the Northwest Caribbean. There you have it, planning your evening and definitely looking ahead into the weekend. Thanks to our friends over there at the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. Now we see where we are going to take and turn our attention right now to what's making local news this afternoon on the Sabrina Speaks show. Local news, we start with the Cayman Islands paid tribute today to former Chief Secretary James M. Ryan as his line in state was held at the House of Parliament. Now, formal proceedings began at 9:30 a.m. with the public paying respects until 12:30. Yesterday, we had Honorable Premier Andre Ebanks and cabinet ministers also signing the condolence book at the government administration building, noting that Mr. Ryan's long service had helped shape the country's modern institutions. Condolences book remain open until Friday, July 3rd. In other local news today, the Cayman Islands government has released the summary of cabinet meeting held on Wednesday, June 10th. At that session, Cabinet confirmed approval granted by circulation on 4th of June for supplementary funding for the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage, which will be reported to Parliament under the Public Management and Finance Act. Cabinet also reviewed and noted the Cayman National Cultural Foundation's 2025 annual report, along with the Ministry of Financial Services and Commerce 2025 annual report, authorizing both to be tabled at the next sitting of Parliament. We see where the new trademarks regulations will take effect or took effect on June 17th, giving customs and border controls officers stronger tools to stop suspected counterfeit goods at the border. Now, the new framework allows trademark owners to request CBC intervention, supported by documentation and a $200 fee. CBC officers will also receive refresher training from SIPO to help identify counterfeit products. Now, Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable Nicholas DaCosta, says that the regulation strengthens consumer protection and support Cayman's reputation as a secured and trusted jurisdiction, noting that counterfeit goods pose both trade and public safety risks. It's a gentle reminder because the state opening for the first meeting for the 2026-2027 session of Parliament will take place tomorrow, Friday, the 19th of June, starting at 2 p.m. The ceremony will formally launch the new legislative year as members of Parliament gather at the House of Parliament. Now, following the opening proceedings, MPs will be deliberating on key matters shaping Cayman's community. The public, however, is encouraged to follow the sessions as the new parliamentary years get on their way. Let's turn our attention and focus to what news is making regional headlines for this evening right here on Sabrina Speaks. We start off with, talking about Caribbean Airlines. Yes, because Caribbean Airlines has announced it will launch daily nonstop flights between Toronto and Georgetown, Guyana, starting July 1st. Now, the new service increases travel options just in time for the busy summer season, offering passengers greater flexibility and convenience. Now, the airline says the expanded schedule supports growing demand on the route. So we head on over to Bermuda, because we're traveling around the region. The King's Visit team from the Department of Communications has been awarded the Public Service Excellence Award for what officials describe as exceptional coordination, delivery, and coverage of the historic royal visit. Now, the team managed logistics, media operations, and public engagement throughout the multi-day program, and the award recognizes their professionalism and the critical role they played in documenting a landmark moment for Bermuda's public service. Now, it keeps strengthening and connectivity between Canada and Guyana ahead. Of their service. My apologies there. There we go. We focus our attention to this evening as we look out of Jamaica, because Jamaica's Social Investment Fund is moving to boost climate resilience in the agriculture sector as part of ongoing Hurricane Melissa recovery efforts. JSIF will establish 100 climate-resilient greenhouses across 4 parishes to help farmers better withstand extreme weather. Now, speaking at a JIS think tank, Managing Director Omar Sweeney said that the initiative is designed to strengthen food security and protect livelihoods as climate-related events become more frequent. Over in St. Lucia, we see where authorities have announced a major new global partnership with Arsenal Football Club, naming the islands as the team's official destination partner. Now, the multi-year agreement links one of the world's most recognized football brands with St. Lucia's luxury tourism market. Official says that the partnership is expected to boost international visibility, strengthen the island's global profile, and deepen engagement with key travel audience as St. Lucia positions itself amongst the Caribbean premier destination. Yes, there we have it. And more news coming out for you today, because we see where definitely house shortage is not only limited to us here in the Cayman Islands. No, not by far, because Fox News is highlighting what it calls a major issue hiding in plain sight in the United States housing market. Home Builders says that a critical labor shortage is slowing construction nationwide, driving up costs and worsening America's housing affordability crisis. Now, industry leaders report that the lack of skilled workers is preventing them from meeting demand, even as more Americans struggle to find homes they can afford. Now, the report notes that without stronger workforce, the housing shortage is expected to persist. So you can see, great America is having issues. And here we are grappling with the same thing. I say we're well on our way, and that's why we got to support our leaders for everything that they have and trying to put in place. Yes, because we all have to stand together no matter what. Going across the pond, we focus our attention because today His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, visited Apricot Centre in Totten's, Devon, a carbon negative regenerative farm and well-being centre. Now, during his visit, Prince William toured the grounds and learned how the center has grown into a financially sustainable, environmentally pioneering operation. Now, the Apricot Center focuses on soil health, biodiversity, and definitely community well-being, offering a model for regenerative farming in the United Kingdom. As we close out this section of the Sabrina Speaks show for this evening, yes, Thursday, June 18th, we look at our business markets closing for today. U.S. markets closed higher today as investors recovered from Wednesday's Fed-driven sell-off. The S&P 500 climbed 1.08% to finish at 7,500.58, while the Nasdaq gained 1.91% to close at 26,517.93. The Dow Jones Industrial Average inched up by 72 points, ending at 51,564.70. Tech stocks led the rebound, with semiconductor shares surging after news of major Apple-Intel partnerships. Now, global markets were mixed, while energy prices eased following developments in the U.S. Iran agreement. And for all of you soccer fans, football fans, don't pelt me. It all depends on what you go for. At the FIFA World Cup, yes, this is a highlight from yesterday. England, Ghana, and Colombia all secured key wins in yesterday's evening's matches, while Portugal and DR Congo ended up leveling at 1-1. Today, Switzerland dominated Botswana at 4-1, and South Africa drew 1-1 with Czech Republic. Later tonight, we see in store Argentina will face off Japan and Mexico meet France in two highly anticipated clashes. Now, if you want to take your time off tomorrow, it's a Friday. Tomorrow's lineup includes Brazil versus Ukraine, and the United States is taking on South Korea as the group play continues. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our news, weather, sports, and market roundup here on the Sabrina Speaks for this evening. It is so good to be back with you on this Thursday evening. Looking forward for a very enlightening conversation as I wait for my guests to join us here. And I think I see some of you hanging and lurking in the back. I see you. It's good to have you there. But let's say hello to all of those who are celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to everyone. So much Gemini people. All y'all who's celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, just celebrating life from all of us here on the Sabrina Speaks platform. We are going to be wishing you had a good day today and wishing you many, many more birthdays to come. For those of you who are doing the same with wedding anniversaries, or like I said, just celebrating life, all the best for you. We are cheering you on and wishing you the best ourselves. And you know how it go here, because we are going to acknowledge those who are mourning the loss of a loved one. We just want you to know that our thoughts and prayers go out with all of you. For those of you who are navigating this difficult time, we know how challenging that can be. And we just want you to know that you're not forgotten and you're in our thoughts and prayers for sure. So yes, we want to make sure that we remember you in our thoughts and prayers. We got to do that little housekeeping where tomorrow is the big day. Yeah, because it is June 19th and Prospect Primary is going to be inviting all of those father figures. Now, the kids have been nagging you. I have been on you for almost 2 weeks, reminding you of this event that's taking place tomorrow morning from 10:30 until 11:30, where students can bring their dad, stepdad, grandfather, brother, uncle, and, a father figure is in their life. Now, this is thanks to the PTA because they're inviting you to join them for a sweet morning that's filled with great company and delicious treats and create these memories. It's Father's Day weekend this weekend. And if you're not jet setting off to try and take in one of those games with your sons or your kids, just, taking care of dad, you can jump on this and definitely make some memories tomorrow. And I got to do this. This is a charity 5K run walk. This is more than a race, more than an athlete. This is taking place, and I'm going to keep you reminded of this, July 4th. This is starting at Safe Haven. Registration is at 5:45 in the a.m. and the race starts at 6:30. Yes. So we're going to look at this. Adults, the registration fee is $25. And for children under 16, it's $15. Now, we're going to get more about this as the time comes up, and maybe we can have some people on to hear about it more, but we're going to bring you up to speed with that as well. But just to mark your calendars, this is happening on July 4th. And Mango Fest as well is taking place. Lots happening for that last long weekend before you go into your summer. Yeah. So if you haven't got your $30 tickets yet to have a wonderful evening at Catalina Indigo Hotel for the pre-launch dinner to celebrate Mango Fest for this year, is still not too late. Please go ahead and do it. And then Saturday, the 4th of July from 5 until 8 in town, that event is free. You just go out and you partake in all of the festivities that are going to be happening as we celebrate Mango Fest. All this and more that's going on. Connie Bonnie, oh my gosh, you are here and in the house. Oh my God, this lady is traveling. And look here, this is what you call die hard. Die hard. This lady, she's even traveling. She's traveling. And she made sure that she shared with us and she kept up. Boy, loyalty is key. And look at there. Those are her beautiful flowers for today. This is one of 2 of images that she sent for me earlier on today. And there's another one, orchid, of her flowers for the day. Connie, thank you so much for your loyalty. Thank you so much for your dedication as well. Just letting you know we appreciate you. We love you here, just like we love everybody, because we know some of you don't even comment, but we just letting you know that you're appreciated. Miss Barbara G as well is in the house. So good to have you as well. I know it's an addiction, isn't it? Look at who's here. Trouble is in the house. Alfred Real is here as well. It's not red. It's like a burnt orange. So yeah, it may look like it's red, but it's not. It's a burnt orange. But thank you for the kind compliment. Nevertheless, C.E. Banks is also joining me this evening. Good evening. It's good to have you with us as we look forward to an informative discussion and breaking it down, getting to know more about what's in store, because we know what happens during the summer. You kind of pull your hair out of your head. what you're going to do with your kids, right? Out of school if you're not traveling. And even if you travel and you're not going for the entire summer vacation, this summer camp is big. Oh my gosh. I will share those with you momentarily as we wait for our guests to join us and hear more about it. Damien Henry staying up late with us tonight from the United Kingdom. What? It's 11:25 over there. And boy, oh boy, he's saying, good evening. Honor dwells with those who guard the truth. When shadows stretch long and hope wears thin, those who rise again and again through scorn, through shame, through the sting of defeat, stand tall in the storm of adversity, for in that quiet defiance, you are already a victor. Yes, Damien, strong and bold. That'll give you some definite strength to walk with your shoulders back and your head high in pride. Thank you, my dear friend, for being a loyal content creator and contributor to this platform as well, despite the time differences. I just letting you know we appreciate you, Damien Henry. Good evening, Damien Charles. It's good to have you here as well. Another late comer, well, not late comer, someone who stays up, Miss Lucille. Yes, good evening, Sabrina. Blessings on you all. Love always. Stay strong. And to you as well, Miss Lucille. Thank you for staying up with us as well. Damien Charles also says, here in Cayman, the labor comes in vetting and background checks and medical. Here in Cayman, the labor comes in vetting and background checks and medicals. A lot of things, yeah. It's some due diligence, Damien, though, that they're doing has far reached that. I was having a conversation because I did venture out on the road earlier today. And I was having a very interesting conversation with a number of people in regards to what is being asked of now because of, I guess, fraudulent applications in the past, and now the innocent is suffering for the guilty. So it's interesting how this is unfolding. But yeah, we just have to watch it, because you don't feel these things immediately, but eventually. So you see what's happening. And I think you're making this comment based on that news article with how the housing and construction of houses in the US is taking a step back and is pushing prices up because they don't have the laborers. I mean, this is where immigration reform is a delicate balance. You're picking up people and not telling people that you're encouraging illegal workers, but there's an effect for every knee-jerking thing, and there are implications to every decision. Now, that's the show on its own, but deliberately read that so that you can see exactly what's happening in the US. And it's similar vein as what the Honorable Minister Jay Ebanks is saying here as well, that, pace is one of the reasons. So it's not just here. Cameron is in the house. Fuel prices going down. I'm seeing where they're falling. I saw something where Trump is saying now before $4. I don't know. We'll just have to watch it here. You guys are on the road probably more than me. If you're seeing today, let's see what the prices are today. And if you can look at them over the weekend, straight into the week, let me know. Let me know if they're going down. Yeah, it's good to just take the pictures so that we can see them for ourselves, right? Cameron, Elon must have found oil on Mars. You are something else. What's wrong with you? Donnie is in the house. Green Valley Nursery is here. Did I miss you? No, I did not. I did not miss you. I just did not grab you. Green Valley Nursery showing off her green thumb as well today. Thank you so much, my dear friend. Did I miss one? Yeah, no, I got that one. Yeah, so she is definitely sharing off her green thumb with us today. Where am I putting it now? Right there. So, yep, I see you guys. So there we go. And I just want you all to know that anyone who, I see you. Hey, they're there. There we go. We just want to make sure that we get you all in here one at a time. Don't worry, nobody's seeing you. Hi. I'll pull you in a second, but I'm excited for this conversation that's about to ensue. Just let me get my guest in the background. You're in the background, waiting for everybody else to come and join us. for this exciting conversation that we're about to have. While we're waiting for, I think, one more to join us, I will definitely share these beautiful desert rose images, compliments of Green Valley Nursery. Dawn hides there, who is also a loyalist and helping me content create here. I just love how you guys are just jumping on this train. Look at that one. Look at that. That's a beauty, isn't it? So if you want to decorate around your summer, let's say you have a deck or you want that space where you can just veg out. Yeah, you go and you can check Green Valley Nursery and she will definitely be more than happy to help you. You know what could be easy for you is that you actually take a picture of the space that you want to help, help her. She can help you design your space. If you're like me and you're petrified of frogs, then you're like, oh yeah. But if you're not, just go out to Green Valley Nursery and Donnie would be more than happy to help you get that space all decked out. Well, for those of you just joining us, welcome. You're in tune to the Sabrina Speaks show right here on the CMR platform. And this evening, we're going to be talking about the summer camp of sports camp of 2026, getting active and moving and definitely getting involved. And I'm so pleased to have 4 guests joining me to talk about this event. It's a slew of events that is going to be taking place, as I told you, from July 7th straight until August 14th. So I'm wondering, when are these guys going to get vacay? Very interesting. Or probably they'll do it maybe down in the winter. I don't know. But you know what? They can tell us about it. Because if you missed it at the beginning, I will be joined in a few seconds with Mr. Franz Manderson Jr. from the Department of Sports. Just give me a thumbs up if you turn on your cameras there, if everybody's there. Yep, good to go. It's only one that I'm missing an image, then I can pull you in. And then we're going to be joined as well by Miss Laura Ribbons. Oh, border aerobics. Easy on the knees. Yeah. And also Mr. Colin Anglin from the Cayman Islands Basketball Association will be joining me. I think this is his first time on this platform. And Kareem. Yes. Thumbs up. Where is Kareem? Street Thompson, longtime friend. And it's been years. I can only see him on magazines and that sort of stuff. But it's good. So let's welcome our guests in studio this evening. I'll pull you all in, and 345 is the number to call if you want to ask your questions. You can feel free as well to post your comments at the bottom or whatever platform you're streaming us live on. But let's get started and hear what's in store for this season of 2026 compliments of the Ministry of Sports and Department of Sports. Good evening, Mr. Anglin. Good evening, Ms. Laura.
Good evening.
Mr. Junior, Franz Jr. Hi, Coach. I think I remember hearing them calling you Coach Manderson.
That's right. Coach Franz. They call him Coach Franz.
You almost want to get mixed up. DG.
He's a much better coach than his dad, though.
I'm not going there. You're not getting me mixed up into
a much better basketball coach. Let me specify.
Oh, okay. You're not getting me into mixed up. Miss Laura, good evening. How are you, my dear?
Fabulous. This is quite a treat.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. So, Mr. Manderson, you guys are going to be busy. I see. I got a message. Yes, you can go inside. Okay. Once you get settled, Mr. Thompson, just give me a thumbs up, put on your camera, and I'll invite you into the screen if that's okay. Okay. So yeah, welcome. I must say welcome to our platform. And we are excited to be able to offer you this platform so that you can highlight all of the events that are going to be taking place this summer. Now, from what I'm seeing, the lineup is huge. Obviously, you guys are going to be busy all summer. And I want to say, having been on the ground and working for these events, I must compliment you for putting in such an you say exhaustive list of activities, but you must have some very pleased parents this summer. But, I don't want to take away from it because I want you to just go into exactly what this summer is all about, because there is just so much to talk about. Mind if I start off with Coach Franz?
Oh, so that's thank like you said, we're promoting a lot of physical activity this summer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's a great thing for kids just to meet new people, especially people that are um, like.
I think your mic. Where do you have your mic? Or there's something because you're going in and out. Yeah, your mic is not cooperating.
Can you hear me better now?
Much better. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So yeah, we have a lot of camps. We spread a vast amount of camps throughout the summer. So first, we just thank the director that she's just doing an amazing job. She's letting us cover a vast amount of sports, and with this opportunity, we're just promoting like physical health. A lot of these kids can sign up for multiple camps throughout the summer, and it gives them a chance to make new friends, find friends that have the similarities that they have. And I hope a lot of parents sign up their kids for multiple camps, because once you go to a football camp and then you go to a basketball camp, you might have the same person that did the same thing. So
Right.
they'll see that person and just gravitate to them, and then make the camp more enjoyable.
Yeah. Now, I know this is the Department of Sports is offering more than 20 camps for this year. Now, what was the vision behind this expanded lineup? Is it because there's football vibes in the air?
Well, a lot of the football coaches want to put on these events, and they go from East End to West Bay. And I can't truly speak on the football coaches, but I know they're excited for this opportunity just to be busy and just
Right.
to scout talent and then inspire more kids to play football. And the same with basketball. We want to inspire
Correct.
more to come out.
Right. Thank you so much. Mr. Anglin, basketball continues to be one of the most popular camps. We see this every year from as far back as I can think about it when my sons were young. What are you looking for this year, understanding this huge collaboration and all the activities that are happening, but more so what young athletes can expect from this 2026 program?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Coach Franz and Coach Red and Coach Daniel and them do all the work. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be cheering and supporting as much as I can. But but yeah. So it's again, this is a fantastic array that we see here, and I'm definitely trying to get my kids into as much of them as I can as well.
Right.
And I think that the coaches at Department of Sports, they're going to bring some. I would say every coach has something different about them, right? Every coach brings something different that you don't get from someone else. There are some things that are pretty common that you will find, but I think one of the interesting things about experiencing other coaches is that there's always something that you didn't get from somebody else before, and so I think that that actually helps players out a lot when they're able to get kind of these different flavors and some of the different insights that they get from different coaches. And so I know that people can expect that with the Department of Sports camps here, and I know that they're going to bring some fun. They're going to intertwine everything with fun, of course.
Yeah.
In particular, this one with basketball, this one fills a particular need, and I'm really glad that that the director and our team of basketball coaches came to ask us for some support. We are more than happy to support this, and a gap that we have generally seen is that we have some very talented athletes that are away at school or that are getting ready or maybe getting recruited to go away and take their talents abroad. But what we also find is that during the summer, there can be some challenges in terms of getting sufficient gym time and getting the training that they need to really be ready or be where they want to be as they take their talents abroad. So one of the things that this particular camp does, it starts off with that, with providing those athletes that opportunity to really take their game to the next level, as it's pretty concentrated.
Right.
But right after that, it's actually going to spill over into a league as well. And so we're going to do a few things that are going to be fun. We're going to have something called a combine, where the athletes are going to get evaluated. They're going to get a score, and then coaches, they're going to be able to get drafted, right? So
wow.
we're doing a draft, right? So, NBA, nobody needs to see the NBA draft anymore.
Exactly.
We got our own draft right here. So they're going to get drafted by different coaches, and that's how these teams are going to be formed, and then they're going to continue playing in the league. So that's going to give them a great chance to implement all the things that they've been learning in the camp itself, and just, it's really about helping them to be in the best shape possible for when they have to take their talents abroad, because you got to earn your spot when you go away. If you're going on a scholarship or a partial scholarship, or maybe you're hoping to secure a full scholarship, you have to prove yourself.
Correct.
So you got to put the work in. So this camp helps to facilitate that. So. Yeah.
Excellent. Now we're going to turn attention on to Miss Laura Ribbons. And, you're all about water aerobics, but I will add Kareem, who's managed to join us on screen. I'll add him to the stage and officially welcome him. Good evening, Kareem. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
Hi. Oh, we're great. Yeah. Welcome.
Jackie. This is Jackie, my wife. She'll be helping me with the camp as well.
Excellent. Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. But we'll just continue on, and then we're going to turn it over to you to just let people know about all the exciting things that are going on. But Ms. Laura, you're all about water aerobics, and that's one of the most inclusive camps that I'm seeing, from youths to seniors.
Well, Sabrina, first of all, what the Department of Sports is doing is spectacular. It's opening, as these guys have already said, it's going to open so many doors for kids to have an opportunity to be outside, but to expand in different sports they may or may not have ever done before.
Right.
It really helped the parents, because this is a free program. I mean, it's fabulous. So what they did with the water fitness, they said, okay, we have Clifton Hunter Pool up in Northside, a beautiful pool sitting empty. So let's put together a water fitness boot camp.
Wow.
So the first week is a 4-day week, because that's the week of July, the holidays, July 6th.
That's the 7th to the 10th, 7th to the 10th of July, and July 13th to 17th at the Clifton Pool.
Right. And we're up there from 8 to 9 in the morning, and it's all levels. So even if someone's not a swimmer, they'll be able to touch, because the water, Sabrina, is at least 12 times more resistant than air. So it's a built-in weight room. So it's great for strength training. It's great for cardio. It's a very holistic medium to be working out in. And the other nice thing is you can wear whatever you want. If you want to wear pants and a shirt, if you want to wear a bathing suit and a cover up, it's gonna and there's no mirrors. So when someone's in there, they usually, the first time someone comes and engages in water fitness, they don't know what to expect, and they get out, they're like, oh my gosh, my body feels great, my knees don't hurt, I feel like I did something, but don't feel like I've been hit by a Mack truck. And then they said, okay, well, let's bring it into August. So the first 2 weeks of August will be at nighttime at the Lions Pool.
Oh, nice.
Georgetown. So
that's the 3rd to the 7th of August in the night, and then the 10th to the 14th.
Right. So the way it goes, it's a 4-day in July, and then a 5-day in July, and then in August, 2 5 days. And then myself and my team are going to, amongst the people that come for the week, if they adhere to every day, we've got some prizes that we're going to put together for them and make it fun. And then we got to figure out where we're going to go from there, because I know we have water fitness at Fitness Connection, but we've got to figure out, okay, how can we, if this becomes very contagious and they love it, we've got to
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, the great thing is that they've made a start, but I'll come back to you because I hear that there's also a junior lifeguard camp, but we're just going to tap into Kareem and Jackie, I think, to hear more about exactly what their camp is all about. And I'm quite sure this is your foundation, Kareem. What can people expect? Because I think your part is from July 13th to 17th as a beginner's track, ages 6 to 11th, and just tell us more about what's in store for why you're here, and what's in store for those kids who attend.
Well, it's more in line with giving back to my country. I'm trying to remember the first time I came back for a track camp, and I think it was 2008 or 2009. And Jackie was with me, and we have endeavored to try and get involved with young people every summer. Sometimes we've done winter camps. I brought down several universities that I was working for at the time. So this is just in line with those camps. 6 to 11, I mean, it's going to be quite a rambunctious group, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But, it starts with the basics. You're basically teaching them the foundation of track and field. I've always felt that track and field is a foundation for all sports. So, Jackie and I are going to, teach these young kids how to put their foot down into the ground and how to sprint as fast as they can, and how to jump as far as they can. Introduce them a little bit to hurdling and basically, just in a fun environment, teach them the sport of track and field.
Okay, good. Now, like I said, yours is July 13th to 17th. That's beginner and your age. So for those who are just joining us, I know that there are age restrictions, correct? So tell us exactly for the age range.
Yeah, so you had mentioned 6 to 11.
Yeah.
That's what we were told as well. And we think that the clubs, local clubs, are going to be involved as well in terms of exposing the kids. But the whole point is to get these kids active, and to get them involved. And track and field is one of those sports at the highest level. It hurts, and you kind of have to love to do it.
Don't scare them now.
So that's why when they're young, you keep things fun. You keep them moving. You teach them the basic movements, and hopefully down the road, the sport grabs them like it grabbed me, like it grabbed Jackie. The young men and young men that showed out at the NCAA championships all got their start, I'm sure, at a track camp at some point. So this is grassroots at the greatest level.
There we go. Coach Franz, what's new and improved this year compared to previous summers? I mean, it's huge, but what do you see that's really standing out to say, hey, we gotta amp, we're ramped up. Now this is huge. What would you like to weigh in on that? Oh, did I lose him? Yeah. Oh, he's there.
The vast amount of sports that we're covering from I think might be the water polo, and
Fix your mic again.
this might be the first year that we're doing volleyball.
Okay.
Squash. Just the vast amount of sports that we're covering this year, and I think it all goes to show the work that the acting director is doing.
Right.
She's trying to cover all the sports that all we know, all want to see happening in Cayman.
Okay. Now, Mr. Anglin, looking at what we're seeing here and looking at overall discipline and where we wanted, can we just talk about the importance of not just dropping your kids off, but what are the key takeaways? And all of you can actually weigh in on this, that you would expect those in attendance to take with them, that it's just not a drop off, from discipline to punctuality to, key messaging that you can learn from sports, how that can transition into adulthood and everyday life. I think you muted yourself there. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so Sabrina, you hit the nail on the head. It's so much more than just the kids getting a sweat. It's so much more than them just being in a positive, structured, safe environment. But sports is a teacher of life. And I always like to quote Nelson Mandela, who said, sports has the power to change the world and to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. And so it helps to really carve out character. You learn from the very beginning the importance of punctuality. If you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. Get there ahead of time so that you can warm up properly and you're ready to go when the coach blows the whistle. You're learning interpersonal skills. You have to interact with people from different backgrounds, different places, different philosophies, etc. And you still have to find a common ground with them that you can build that relationship, because you have to work together to accomplish a common goal. And interpersonal skills, in my opinion, is the most important skill that you're going to need. So you're learning interpersonal skills, and of course, the benefits of discipline, hard work, learning how to bounce back from failure. That's something that's so important. When you face disappointment, you didn't make that time that you expected, or you didn't quite grasp that skill the way that you expected. You missed that shot, but it's about learning to deal with disappointment, being able to process it, building that self-confidence and belief, and saying, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go again. Right. The only thing that's going to stop me is if I stop. And so learning that kind of resilience and tenacity, these are all important skills that that our children are going to need to not just survive, but to thrive in the world that they're living in.
What are the key takeaways, Laura, from you understanding that you're also inviting adults to yours? What would be some of the key takeaways that you feel you would have in store for them to take away?
The biggest gift for me would be if the light bulb could pop on in most of their heads and go, oh, I just have to make small little changes in my lifestyle to become healthier. So sometimes, I always have movement associated with emotion. And it's like I'm sure you can relate to it, when the people go to the beach to meet someone and they walk and they go, why am I not going to the beach all the time?
Right.
And when people experience something like water fitness, especially if they're new at it, it feels so good. They feel comfortable. They feel like they can do it. Their confidence goes up. They start sleeping better because they're moving. And movement is non-negotiable. But a lot of people don't abide by that. So to get everything we're offering this summer here with these camps is about movement. And I'm hoping that next time they go to the beach, after one of these water fitness boot camps, when they go to the beach, they aren't just standing there. They're moving a little bit while they're in the water, because it's going to feel so good. One thing I want to comment on with the kids, because of course, teens and stuff as long as they can stand up in the pool, and I would say teens on up are fine or welcome to the water fitness. I think one thing with all the different sports and these coaches is, especially when you're dealing with kids, which I do a lot, is almost like you're, pulling in they mentioned their value system, but manners, respect, sort of keeping them grounded while they're not in school on the respect for these coaches and respect for themselves.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of these coaches in action, and to pray for the kids to walk away showing up more confidently,
Right.
all having a voice, and no judgment. I mean, it's spectacular.
That's amazing. Yeah. And I want to open this up to all of you to weigh in on it. Let's talk about sports being the heart of its movement and, in general. You can weigh in on it as getting active, staying healthy, building, healthy habits. Why is this so important for Cayman right now? Understanding we've had reports about obesity and all of that sort of stuff. We have had the STEP survey out, and we see the importance of non-communicable disease, how high of a rate. Then you're competing with screen time amongst youth, mental health benefits. Why is this so important to Cayman right now? And I'll invite, let's start with Kareem, and then we'll go to Franz and come back around.
I'll let Jackie speak on that because she did exercise physiology as a master's, so she understands.
First of all, I want to say, Sabrina, we're also doing an elite camp also from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. July 13th to 17th, and that'll be ages from 12 to 18 years of age.
Okay.
And so that's going to be exciting for us. So, they'll learn what we do at the collegiate level, and we'll teach people as far as recruiting what it takes to get to the Division I university level. And but as far as your question, I've seen a drop off, especially from females around 13-year teenage age. And, it's not cool anymore unless their friends are doing it. And right now, even in the collegiate area right now, is mental health and dealing with anxiety on my team, or it's an everyday event for me. It's not just coaching that I'm doing. I'm wearing all different sorts of hats. So mental health is key. And as a coach, I definitely want to preach that. As far as competing, what you're supposed to do to get a mental edge when you're competing, and then practice when you're processing your goals, what you're supposed to think and function of every day at practice to get that mental edge.
Okay, thank you. France, I mean, at the end, we talk a lot about sports, but at the heart of it, it's just getting up and moving. We sit down a lot, even here with what I do, getting active, staying healthy, building habits. Why is this so important in your opinion right now?
I think it's very important. Like back in the day, we all lived outside. We didn't have the electronics that we have today that just take up a lot of our time. So I think it's encouraging the youth just to get back in the ways that we used to be, which is active, always outside, not inside as much, eating healthier, eating stuff that we grew up eating. A lot of
Correct.
stuff that coming out now isn't really healthy. So we're just trying to encourage the healthiest mindset possible for these youth.
Yeah, I can see Ms. Laura is really excited when I talk about moving, but we're going to go to Mr. Anglin and come back, because your movement is every muscle can get actually used in a pool. But Mr. Anglin, it's all about getting movement, just moving. I see where, for example, pickleball, is it? Yeah, that's the end. I mean, who ain't having shoulder injuries is having knees and all that. So your girl ain't gonna be no champion there. You understand where I'm going? But the thing is, the mere fact that you're actually moving, that's a good thing. Why is this so important? Is there like a light bulb that has gone off in the Cayman Islands that, hey, yes, we have sucked at moving. We got to get it. The stats are there. Why is this so important for Cayman right now and for the next generation?
I think that a lot of people, especially these days, we like to equate things with dollars and cents. Everybody's watching their money, and they want to stretch every cent that they can. I think a lot of people don't realize the cost of physical inactivity, of sedentary lifestyles. I did a paper. I mean, it was over 10 years ago. It might have been 15 years ago. I think I did that paper. It was the cost of physical inactivity. And the World Health Organization, from then, they were basically saying that is the epidemic, right? Sedentary lifestyles. And so they could actually equate. I know at that time in the UK, physical inactivity was said to cost the country like almost between $2 and $3 billion, because again, when you're not active, when you're not getting a minimum amount of just physical activity, you are dramatically increasing your risk of getting all of these different kinds of cardiovascular diseases. And
Right.
so when you look at the cost of having to recover from those things, what it costs you for treatments, doctors visits, etc., and all of this stuff is avoidable by just getting a certain amount of basic movement in. Go for that walk. In just about almost every district, there's a place or a field you can just go and walk. Just getting at least 30 minutes of some moderate activity, every day. It does so much for you. And
Yeah.
in terms of your costs, again, you're going to, in the long run, it also benefits you financially. For
Correct.
our elderly people who are more active, they reduce their risks of breaking bones. They reduce their risks of falls, right? Falling and injuring themselves. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have a higher quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep up with your grandkids. You can go and
Mm.
do that thing. So, I like to try to drive the point home like that, because a lot of times people in general, people take money seriously. And so people have to understand the tremendous, how much it's really costing us as a country and every individual if you're not getting the right amount of physical activity.
Thank you for that. Miss Laura, the importance of
Well, my
moving.
favorite subject. I'm just at the Chamber of Commerce today, actually talking, and about body debt, which is, accumulates very quietly and slowly. But if we're not moving, here are some crazy statistics from 2 years ago, that sitting for more than 6 hours a day increases your risk of heart disease by 64%. But lack of movement increases your risk of breast cancer, colon cancer, diabetes, and high blood pressure. And what's interesting is, he was just mentioning, is, money. If you're not well and you have to pay for your medical bills, when you get sick, it's going to cost you a lot of money. And
Not more.
unfortunately, people have let themselves, if we look at adults for a minute, have let themselves get to a certain point that the body debt is, it's like financial debt. It's like you keep taking money out of the bank without putting any money in. You got to put something in it. And it starts with the smallest little steps. You can reverse your body debt. You just got to walk for 5 minutes. And here's what's crazy. I used to always preach 5 minutes at least, especially after meals. You go walking for 5 minutes. It helps, especially level your blood sugar, especially if you're diabetic. Anyhow, I think with the brain cocktail, and all these athletes know this, but it used to be 5 minutes. Then it was like, oh, this can be done in 3 minutes. And now it's down to 90 seconds. Just by you moving 90 seconds, you stir up that brain cocktail of the dopamine, serotonin, all the feel-good hormones. And your creativity, your productivity, your alertness. I mean, even if people at work just got up and moved every 55 minutes for just 1 minute, it would make a difference. So now if you go back to the kids, Sabrina, and all the coaches that are here, for them to fall in love with how much fun they had that day and that week, best day ever is usually what they say, because it felt so good to move, then hopefully they'll keep that as part of their, it's going to feel awkward when they don't get outside and move.
Correct.
And that when it feels good, we want more of it. And with the state of the Cayman Islands, cardiovascular disease is huge.
Oh, yeah.
But it's okay. If you wake up in the morning, you go, or you're listening now and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to start somewhere. As we've all just said, just go out and go for a walk.
Yeah.
And there's amazing parks everywhere, and there's quiet roads. You can walk around your house. So and start with 2 minutes.
That's all it takes. It only takes a spark, as the song says. Now that we're hearing all of this lineup, I was trying to unmute you. How can parents get their kids registered? How can adults even get registered? Who wants to share that information with us? What's the registration process like?
I'll answer that question. So there is a QR code on the flyer itself, so it will take you straight to the website to register.
Okay.
And you can also, call the department 949-7082 or sports@gov.ky as well.
Okay, and what I'll do, I will do a posting of all of this with all of those images as well after in the link below, so that people can have all of this information at their disposal as well. Now, for those who, this is pretty extensive, I must tell you the truth, and for you all to catch your breath and weigh in and leave us some more information, because I'm quite sure if you can share some like secrets, just one, two, just drop, just what people can look forward to in this lineup, because it starts with, as we can see here on this list, for the first week of July, that's 7th to the 10th, we got volleyball, water aerobics, and netball. And then from July 13th to 17th, we have volleyball again, water aerobics, track for beginners and elite, football, and this is going to take place in Bodden Town. And then there's a junior lifeguard training as well, camp as well. And then it goes down then to the 20th of July to the 24th, where there's tennis, squash, football, and this is for the Eastern Districts and East End and North Side. Also, again, junior lifeguard, boxing, and rugby. And then we look on to July 27th to the 31st. Basketball and table tennis, fitness and more. And this is the fitness and more between that week is from 10 to 12. Then we look as we continue to August 3rd to the 7th with taekwondo, elite basketball, water aerobics, and cricket. And also Georgetown football is coming to you. And then the final week, that's August 10th to the 14th, more water aerobics, dance in the morning and the afternoon sessions. In West Bay, there's football, fitness, and more seniors for the 65 and older, and there's even boxing. So for all of you who have heard all of that, this is one of the most, from what I am seeing over years, this is one of the most diverse summer sports camp lineup ever seen. So anyone who is interested, every age, every ability. The good thing is there is a place for you. And like I said, I will be posting these up on the Sabrina Turner Community Activist page. I'll also be posting it on Instagram and YouTube so that you can go and you can register for anything. And even if you're traveling, you got from the 7th until the 14th of August, you can carve out what weeks you're going to be here, and it's free. I think that's what people don't understand. Mr. Manderson, that's free.
Everything is
free. So there's no reason why people can say I can't afford it. If people
no excuses.
Exactly, none whatsoever. Now, Thompson's, tell us exactly, break it down, if you can share some nuggets with us as to what's going to be expected for your camps, especially.
Who are you, to me?
You guys, yeah.
Oh, I mean, we start with the basics. And basically throughout the week, we'll start with the basic movements, drills for the elite camp. We will have a separate menu of training exercises, warm-ups. Basically, we will expose them to, what we do to get our athletes in shape. A lot of the younger athletes don't realize that the collegiate track and field season basically starts in September, and we train all the way from September to January. Mm-hmm. We're not competing, we're just training. Mm-hmm. The season starts in January to March for indoors, and then outdoors goes from the second week of March to the second week of June. So it's 8 to 9 months of training and competing. Mm-hmm. And it's not just as simple as just showing up and running fast. Mm-hmm. There are stages to it, there are levels to it. And so, again, there's going to be a bit of a separation from the young kids, 6 to 11 years old, where we're just, doing the grassroots movements, keeping them dialed in, just mm-hmm. learning how to hurdle, learning how to run over small hurdles, learning how to take off into the long jump hit, exposing them to all of those things, as well as the elite athletes that have any designs on going to competing on a collegiate level. We will show them a little bit of the training that we do.
Okay. And Jackie, what element will you be covering or focusing on, or both of you just teaming off of each other? Is there any specific area that you will be zoning in on?
Yeah, every time I come back, we see that there's a need in the hurdles.
Absolutely.
So bringing some wickets out, and I'll be teaching people how to take off distance and touchdowns, and so we'll go over technique with our elites. But I love teaching the young ones how to hurdle and to make sure we're doing it right in the beginning. So break off the bad technique. So if they have a good fundamentals now, then next time they do camp or wherever they go, they'll be doing it right. And so
correct.
Yeah.
You start when they're young. Now, Mr. Anglin, I know you're huge into basketball. What is in store for what your element is about? Where do you come in with all of this? I know you have an overall responsibility, right? One of the magics behind the scenes, but you are really big with basketball, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think a common theme that you hear, we say fundamentals, and we emphasize the words fun in fundamentals, right? So it's about getting kids to fall in love first and foremost. We want them to be active for life. So if you're going to be active for life, one, you got to enjoy it. And two, you have to be competent at it, right? So we want to build a level of competence, which builds self-esteem and confidence in your ability to play that sport or take part in that activity. And that's going to ultimately help you to stay involved in that particular activity for a much longer period of time. And I think for me, one of the beautiful things that I love about sports, I want parents to realize that it's amazing how sports complement each other. So for those basketball players, I can tell you right now, send them to track, send them to football, because guess what? My kids who are also heavy basketball players, but I already see some areas. My wife and I have been saying we want to send them to some track practice because we see some ways in their running technique that if that's corrected, which we know they would get in track, that's going to help them to be even faster on the court. For those people that got to do swimming, guess what? In basketball, there's a certain way to play defense down in the post, and we actually literally calling it swim through. It's a certain way that you got to move your arms in order to get certain to get a better position. Football, I mean, I've from playing center midfield in football, it made every single sport I played easy in terms of the physical demands, because you got so fit from football that it made every other sport easy in terms of the physical demands. And then, of course, I've always found that footballers know very well about moving in space, moving into spaces. They're very good at passing. They don't sit still. All these are transferable skills that work for every sport. So, you know, these sports all complement each other. Volleyball, you're talking about timing, you know, your hand-eye coordination. I mean, it's all fantastic. So no matter what sport you think your child is really focused on, they're going to benefit. There's something from every single sport. Every one of these camps is going to benefit them in what they ultimately want to do.
Now, Coach Franz, maybe you may want to weigh in on this, because some of these events are actually happening out in the eastern districts, and because this is a free camp, what is the transportation logistics like? If you look at this, at the flyer and all of that sort of stuff, parents are responsible, first of all, to register early, right? And two, if you're living in West Bay and there's something going on in North Side or East End, you know, people may not even be thinking of this. Can you look at the logistics behind it? And this is why it's important that I guess we kind of somewhat say, encourage parents to choose camps that match their children's interest and energy level, number one, but also look carefully at the lineup to see what districts certain things are actually taking place in, because it may not be conducive for you.
Exactly. So you hit it spot on. So we try to have camps in each district going on. So if you live in West Bay, you want to at least try to sign up as much as West Bay camps as possible, or get to town. We don't want somebody from West Bay sign up for something in East End and it's a problem. So we're trying to encourage as much parents just to look at the calendar and see the sports that you can sign up. And it's not an issue saying that, oh, I can't sign my son up for this because I don't have the time or the transportation. So we just try to cover a vast amount of sports and spread it out and make sure that we have sports in West Bay, Georgetown, East End, North Side. So I think we did that this year, and like I said, it just shows the hard work that our assistant director is doing. She's trying to make it the best summer possible, and I think it could possibly be the best summer possible for DOS, just the amount of sports that we're covering.
Excellent. Yeah. So we want to make sure, and like I said, I'm going to make sure that we post those flyers up so that people can plan their events and don't just register and know your kid is not going to show up. What kind of etiquette would you like persons, responsible parents, and adults to actually show? Not because it's free, you want to just clog it up, and then the day comes and you say, oh, I'm full, and half the people don't show. What message would you like to send to those persons, who to do this responsibly? And if you sign up, show up.
Yeah, so we actually have that situation happen a lot of times where they show up, they sign up and they haven't, and then a kid behind them has signed up. So the capacity has to stretch. And that's kind of unfair to the coaches. It might be 2 coaches that doing a camp and there's maybe 100 kids. So that's kind of unfair. The ratio's off. So that's why we encourage the parents to just sign up as fast as possible, and then you have a wait list. So if somebody does email and say, hey, we can't do this camp anymore, somebody can just slide in and fill the spot.
Well, I'm going to list the email up here. I'm going to post it here. And then, of course, the flyer with the QR code. I will definitely post that after the show in the link below as well to help promote this. And as we go along here, leading up to the 7th, we will definitely be highlighting all of these events to let people know so that people can get, keep it at the forefront of their mind. We know what happens during the summer, that you travel and you probably have forgotten it. What if someone doesn't register and shows up and at the right location, of course? How will that work?
If you have signed up and things happen, we always take a record of who's showing up and who doesn't show up. So if you go away or whatever, you can still email us and let us know, hey, we're going away, and we can just let the person that was on the waiting list just slide in.
Okay. I'll throw it out to the floor for any, whatever information you would like to share in your individual capacities and what's in store. You can reiterate any important information you wish to leave with our viewing and listening audience here this evening on the Sabrina Speaks show.
I'd love to share if I can.
Sure.
With the water fitness, you asked a really interesting question, basically, what are the takeaways? And they're not just exercising for an hour. We're the intention is sort of train them for life. And one of the key components of longevity is community. And the kids are getting community with their teams. But with water fitness offering a group working out together, it's huge. The community is amazing. And what usually happens, people arrive, they're busy talking, getting caught up with everyone. And it's a great, they feel like they build a strong bond with the people that are there with them. And then, of course, taking them through all aspects of fitness progressively. So it's adapting to them and their needs and their fitness level.
Okay.
But also making sure that we're incorporating balance, exercises for balance, for flexibility. And I am a huge component of educating while I teach. So to give them every day some kind of really cool nugget of information that they can use, whether it's nutritional or when they're going shopping in the supermarket. And then also I call it a minute to win it. So they go away with something they can do for a minute, not in the pool later on, it'll benefit them in their fitness. So I think it'll be fun. It's gonna be good.
Okay, I'm looking forward. I'm quite sure those who have plans to, and you can get adults there. What about those who have challenges swimming, Laura? for your thing?
Well, there's the fear of the water. That's one thing. I've got people outside right now working on that. And there's also people that don't know how to swim. So one of the first things we do in the water is walk. And that can be hard for people who've never walked in the water. And you have to think with inertia, once the body gets moving, it makes it easier.
Right.
We also do what we call recovery, because some of the drownings here in Cayman have happened for this very reason with adults and with kids. If they don't know how to swim and you start moving forward and you fall, you've got to bring your knees into your chest and stand up. But if you don't know how to do that, because it wasn't part of your upbringing in the water or whatever, then you try and stand up by tilting back and trying to get your head out that way. And that's where the problem comes in. So through the first class, we do things against the wall of the pool. That my intention is for them to know how to recover. They think they're doing an exercise, and then later on I can discuss that. But I think everyone feels comfortable. You have partners, you've got the wall you can be right next to. Once they realize they're not going to get their hair wet necessarily or have to go underwater, it's a little bit different.
Right. Okay. Kareem, what would you like to, one message that you want to leave, you and Jackie both, what would be one message you want to leave or want young athletes to hear about, getting active today, the importance of that and just sports in general?
Yeah. So one of the things that needs to be amplified about the Cayman Islands is that for a small island nation, the Cayman Islands has produced some of the world's greatest athletes.
You're quite right.
And we tend to minimize or not celebrate the fact that even one athlete in the history of the island to go worldwide and do great things and to be able to compete against the world's best is completely against the odds. It just doesn't happen. And so for us to have had cyclists, to have had swimmers, to have had track and field athletes, basketball players that have gone on to play collegiately, it's no small task.
Right.
And it needs to be celebrated. I mean, we have the NCAA champion in the 200 meters in our midst. And he is just getting ready and he's primed to head to the 2028 Olympic Games. But all of that starts with support. It starts with these camps. It starts with a sport grabbing that kid, a coach being able to mentor that athlete, that the support to go off, to leave the Cayman shores and, enter the big bad world. All of that starts with a summer like this. And it's a great thing. And the fact, and I agree, Franz, I mean, the fact that you are so diverse, I mean, I love it. I think it's amazing. And I hope it's not something that just happens in 2026, but expands in 2027 and beyond. Yeah, and it's very important. It's very important to the development of mental and physical attributes of our young people.
That's right. Thank you. That was actually a motivational message. Jackie, would you like to weigh in on it?
As I said, it just starts with a dream. Like, as I said, Kareem one day, was watching the Olympics and saw his idol, Carl Lewis, jump. And then that's all it took. And there he was, and he was Olympian. And with our camps, we've had camps where we've had, Kamar, his brother, ended up being at our university from one small camp we did in their little 2000. We had Lacey, we had javelin thrower. So we've helped so many people through the camps, and they didn't think at the time they'd be going to a collegiate level Division I. And then here they are. So whether you know it or not, as I said, it starts with a dream. And there's a lot of money right now for females. As I said, we talked about the dropout in females. There's so much money in collegiate sports. as far as scholarship is concerned, the collegiate level.
Right.
You know, it's not just Division One. If you're not good enough for Division One, there's Division Two, there's junior college, there's NIA. So that's all it takes. So as I said, it's going to these camps is the start for all these little kids, just to have a little dream, and then, you know, with the help of all us coaches and Cayman community, you know, you never know, they might be an Olympian.
You never can tell, for true. Mr. Anglin, I'm going to ask you the same question. Pretty much, if you had to share something that was motivational, not only for the kids, but also for the parents, what would that be?
I would say what they said. There's not much to say after that. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, success looks very different for every person, and so everyone everyone doesn't have the dream to become a professional athlete or an elite athlete. Some definitely do. Um, but for those that have dreams, no matter what their careers are, the foundation and the life skills that they're going to learn from sports will, without a doubt, 100% serve them and aid them in whatever it is they're trying to do in life. So my thing is just get them in, get them active, because it's going to be a critical part of helping them succeed in whatever it is, whatever path they choose to take.
Okay, well said.
Yep.
Mr. Franz. Because you're behind making sure that people register, making sure that they are aware of what they're signing up their kids for. Reiterate exactly the fact that this is free. You got people that are giving their time, they're dedicating this, and it takes a community to make this happen. The mere fact that the government, and I'm quite sure other sponsors, is making this a reality. Look at Laura, she's coming in, she's joining us and making this historic. What motivation and encouraging message would you like to leave for the parents and the young people who are probably on the fence trying to decide, or this may be the turning point of getting them interested in being part of this huge sports summer camp of 2026?
So I would combine both last messages.
You from West Bay, right?
Yes, I would combine both messages and just add on that, you know, you're doing it for your child at the end of the day. You know, you want them to be active. You want them to have a healthy lifestyle. You want to encourage them to do the best that they can all times. And it's going to benefit in the long run. Just being an active child is going to open doors for you that, you know, you never thought could open.
Correct.
I know it opened doors for me, so I know maybe everybody in this conversation, it has opened a door for. So just sign up, and your son or daughter is going to have a good time.
Okay. Well, that leaves it down to, that's your parting words, if that is it. We just want to make sure that persons sign up and know that this is a huge event that is taking place here in the Cayman Islands. And that is this year's Ministry of Sports, Department of Sports Summer Camp of 2026. And that is taking place from July 7th to August 14th. And I've placed in the link below how you can email or you can call should you have additional information. And this is the first week lineup for all of you with your want to scan that QR code so that you can get, I think the registration form and everything is on there as well. So once you scan that QR code, you can, that's the registration. Maybe you're an adult and you want to get out there and you want to make sure that you join a part of the swimming. I don't know. You from East End to North Side, you're covered. From Georgetown, you're covered. Savannah, in between, West Bay. You, based on this lineup, from the 7th of July to the 14th of August, every district has an opportunity that you can attend at least a week, if not more. And the big takeaway, guys, is that it's free. So that's the QR code for the first, from the 7th to the 31st of July. And this is from the 3rd of August to the 14th of August. And again, the QR code is on your screen. I will be posting this on our Sabrina Speaks page after the show, and we will definitely keep reminding you of this as well as we get closer to the time. But the key is right now, so that they make sure that they have student or children, no, not children, attendees ratio to the volunteers and all of that sort of stuff. Let's give an opportunity to say what it must be like putting something like this together to make sure the volunteers and everybody comes together. Would you like to shout out anybody for just stepping up to the plate?
This is the ministry, the DOS, SEBA, obviously. Just thank you for making this happen, actually, just giving us the tools that we need to make this happen.
Okay, great. Well, I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your evening. I know there's a football match that's about to start. I'm not running you. I could be here till 8 o'clock talking about this because I'm excited based on the lineup. But you guys are all sports fanatics, and I'm quite sure my viewers and audience, please don't mistake this amazing. People do watch us after the fact, and some people binge on the Sabrina Speaks episode, but you're always welcome back to let us, even mid-camp, to let us know whether it's all at once or individual. The platform is here for you so that we can hear and get some exciting feedback on how it's going, even through the process. This space is here for you. I'd be more than happy to accommodate so that we can get some updates, maybe even share some pictures with us to let us know how it's going. So I want to thank you all for being a part of this platform and allowing me to help promote and showcase not only yourselves, what's in store for the Cayman Islands here for the 2026 sports summer camp for this year. And I want to wish you all success.
Thank
you very much.
Yep. Have a good evening, guys. Take care.
Thank you,
Best of
everybody.
luck. Bye. Just let me take my time and move you out. So there you go. There you go. Yeah. Exciting things are happening, guys. And look, this is so extensive. So if you're actually traveling, if you're going away, there is a date and time, I'm quite sure, that can actually help you prepare for this. So at the end of the day, I will actually let me just do this so that I'm not distracting myself here. There we go. Yeah, I will be sharing this with you, just like how we do the community updates. Sharing this with you because I know for a fact all of my parents in Prospect and Red Bay, you know how a lifesaver this must be for some of you guys. Because I know a lot of you stress out during this time of the year with what you're going to do with your kids. But the government has really rolled it out. The Department of Sports has really rolled it out. They have covered a big portion of the summer holidays here for you. And there is something for all ages, definitely. And we just can encourage you to email, scan that QR code, get some more information. And I'm hoping and I wish that them all success. And congratulations to the team at DOS for having this vision, and for the minister, I'm quite sure, for supporting it, because it has to be funded somehow. And again, this is why we're such a unique jurisdiction. Where else in the world would you go right now to get something like this being offered free of charge? And this is all age groups, capacities, and even the location. When you look at the state-of-art facilities and stuff that we have, we are a blessed nation. We have so much to be thankful for. And these are world professional. Kareem and his wife, they're professional, and they're giving up their time. This is not the only time they have done this. They are scouting. You heard it from yourself, from Mr. Anglin, that they're going to be looking for scouts. They're going to be scouting out to see the talent from the basketball camp as well. So look, don't you underestimate the blessings that we have here in the 345. Just show up, be dedicated. And like I said, don't register if you know you're not going to make the effort to drop your kids off, or even yourself. We know life happens sometimes, but think of all of those others who are trying to get in and maybe placed on a wait list and you've gotten a confirmation and you just decided, I'm not going to go. Think of somebody else that you're probably making it not possible for that child to have that exposure, that experience, because you've blocked up a system. So I want to encourage all the parents that if you sign up, that you make sure that you actually make your kids show up. This is a phenomenal event. Hey, Andrew, good evening. It's good to have you joining us here on this Thursday. I hope you were inspired and excited about all the things that are happening. And Cameron was speaking there. Yes, I agree with you, Cameron. He says, get them outside. Yes. No staying home, burning up AC, Wi-Fi. Let them get a battle scar they can brag about when the new semester starts. You know, that takes me back to my days. If you didn't have a buck toe when you were going back to school, or skin knees, or something to talk about, you didn't live. Yeah, but Cameron, you are so right. Yeah, this is all real. It's a part of who we are going back in the day, summer camps between that and vacation Bible schools. But yeah, you are quite right. This screen time thing with these kids is just too much. And I'm just so happy that somebody can see the advantage of doing something like this and getting them out. And it all ties back to just getting started. And I can't thank them enough for making this become a reality. Lisa is here with us this evening. Good evening to you and your guests and everyone else as well. And Cameron weighs in again and says, these last few years has been really exciting in Cayman sports, from swimming, golf, track, and water sports. It's really giving us national pride. Keep it up. Good works. Cameron, you're quite right. And like Kareem and all of them, all of our guests were saying, you know, it's huge. It's huge. Once you have the right attitude, definitely you have the support. And that's historic, knowing that we are being featured internationally. But that's an investment not only in yourself, your community, but your country. And to see we're just a little dot on the map. And in some places, we don't even show up on a map. And here we are creating that environment in swimming and track and all of that. And Cayman Islands is being showcased globally. So yeah, it does actually speak a lot. Cameron was saying, big up to Kareem, one of our first pioneers in track. And I am proud of you to be involved with the next generation of pioneers. Yes, it builds character, Cameron is saying, and it handles pressure handle pressure. So he was also weighing in on some of the parents need a coach themselves. Parents shouldn't get upset at coaches who push the student and athletes hard. That's another thing, because there's a certain level of discipline, nutrition, and all of that sort of stuff that comes along with you have a professional coach, if you want to be great at whatever you set your mind to. So yeah, it's good to have a relationship with coaches. It's good to have an understanding of what it takes, the dedication, the commitment, and just being able to stick to it if you want to actually be up there. It's not easy. Nothing is easy in life, but you got to be invested in it. And no one can make you do anything. That has to resonate inside of you. Yeah, for sure. So poise and patience, learn to block out the noise, stay focused, and go for whatever it is you want, whatever it is you believe in. I totally agree with you. So yes, but there you have it. That concludes this segment of Sabrina Speaks here. And I'm hoping, like I said, that you scan the QR code just in case you miss it. I will be posting it up after the show here this evening. I got to log off a little early because I have a commitment this evening as well. So I will be exiting stage left just a tad bit earlier this evening, but I'm looking forward for Free Flow Friday with you tomorrow for sure. And I, again, just want to thank our guests for joining us. And if you're just joining us, yeah, you're late. We had Coach Franz was with us. We had Mr. Anglin, we had Kareem Street Thompson and his wife, Jackie Thompson, and Laura Ribbons joining us this evening and telling us all about the 2026 long list of sport camps that is taking place here. And I just want to encourage persons to get active. I'm speaking and I'm listening to myself. Oh, yeah, I am listening. I could do a little bit better. But yeah, it was indeed a pleasure. So, yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Please pardon me. I'm going to exit stage left just a tad bit earlier this evening. I want to thank you for joining me on Sabrina Speaks and looking forward for tomorrow evening. Thank all of you for sticking and staying, for tuning in as well as you normally do. And thank you for your subscriptions. I'll tell you a little later. You are something else, North Carolina love. Yeah, but I have a commitment that I have to actually attend to. Hence, I kind of look a little decent this evening. But yes, so I want to thank you all for joining me, and thank you all for all of their new subscribers and followers. I appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to another exciting episode of Free Flow Friday tomorrow. I'll let you know a little bit early whether or not we'll have somebody on for a half hour to go in or not, but it is your day. It is your day. So I see where I got a flyer here about what's happening in Bahamas, about slavery, and there's some other stuff that popped up that we could actually tackle tomorrow, but it's not up to me, it's up to you. I expect you to steer the conversation, and I'm looking forward to another informative, exciting discussion tomorrow. We also gotten some conversations as well that give some ideas, and thank you to all of you who have interacted with me today and given me topics and ideas, and thank you for the compliments as well for some of the topics that we've actually shared here. And it just tells me how much more of those conversations that we need to have once I'm open and honest and let you know that you're not alone, because far too often we can feel as though we are in isolation, like the whole world is closing in on us, and not realizing you're not in it alone. Thank you for the compliments and feedback that we got from yesterday's episode, which was on a whim. And we will continue to build this space here episode by episode. All it is to just be honest, acknowledge exactly what's happening. And no one should actually go through anything alone. There are resources out there. There are discussions that could probably just make you look into yourself, self-reflect, or just encouraging. We're all learning. There was no blueprint that came with life, and that's what spaces like this are for. And we're not against any genders. You are welcome. And we are going to be covering and having discussions that includes and incorporate both genders as well, because that's what we're all about here in this space. So until tomorrow, please do have a good evening to all of my frontline workers, uniform service workers, frontline staff. Thank you for your service, your dedication, your commitment, and to all of the families who have someone who runs to danger when others run away from it. Thank you for giving them to us to serve and protect our islands. Please do have a good evening. Stay safe. God bless. Love you all lots. Good night.
That's a wrap for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks. Thank you for tuning in and for being part of the conversation. Remember, the dialogue doesn't stop here. Stay engaged, stay informed, and most importantly, stay empowered. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m., same time, same place, right here on CMR TV and radio, where your voice matters and your truth is heard. Until then, Cayman, take care of yourself and each other.
That's it for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks, where your voice matters, your story counts, and your truth is always welcome. Join us weekdays from 5 until 6:30 p.m. right here on CMR TV as we dive into the topics that matter most to you. Catch the show live or on demand at cmrtv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram so you never miss a moment. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and always speak your truth.